It has been quite some time, but I have finally finished Iceborne. I grinded through many armor pieces and weapon upgrades, but I have completed most everything available currently. So I can safely say that I have beaten Monster Hunter. I have become Iceborne. So let's go over how that happened. Where we last left our hero, he just finished off Zinogre. There is now a flock of Legiana heading west, and we follow, heading off into the unknown. This part of the game has most of the map blocked off until later progression. I get some new clothes, and let's just take a second to appreciate how good looking my character is. And we are immediately drawn into the action. To help introduce and familiarize ourselves to the new zone, we fight the local fauna, the first of the two new monsters of Master Rank, Beotodus, the frozen fish wyvern, and the fluffy Banbaro, the ferocious bull wyvern. So I'm getting back into the groove, just clowning on these monsters. I've just beaten the elder monsters from high rank, so I scoff at these basic monsters. Huh? Just gotta get used to how fast the monsters are now moving. You can genuinely feel how much faster paced a hunt is. Banbaro throws rocks, and Beotodus jumps around in the snow. The faster pace really makes it easier to take a couple of hits, and in Master Rank, every little hit counts. But it also leads to much flashier plays that look so smooth. I'm just glad that I'll never see this monster again. Overall, it's just business as usual. Hit the monster and don't get hit. Now in my last video, I created a tier list to rank the monsters, but looking back, this wasn't the type of tier list I really needed. So I will upgrade to this kind of graph. Y-axis being how ferocious a monster is, and the x-axis being how much of a bro this monster is. So retrofitting the base monsters, they would look something like this, and Beotodus is here, and Banbaro is here. So, those last fights unlocked more of the Tundra map, but I also went around fighting the older monsters. This way I can upgrade my weapons and find a set of armor I can use. I'm even working on a new move I recently heard of. It's where you take your slinger, shove it in their face and blow the load. This causes the monster to launch forward. If they hit a wall, they get knocked down and take a ton of damage. I haven't got quite the hang of it though. Now I fight against the first subspecies introduced into Iceborne. Subspecies being the new coat of paint given to old monsters that make them more vicious, ruthless, some might say cuter. But these monsters are given new attack strategies, like adding poison while leaping at you, or putting you to sleep and taking advantage of you, or just hosing you down like the dog you are. The big thing I realized is that compared to the base monsters, these updated monsters have better options against ranged opponents. Should I change my approach to hunting? Maybe. But for now, I will continue to brute force these monsters. What's the worst that can happen? New week, new me. More of the base monsters opened up to me, and while I did get a little scared encountering Legiana, only because I don't want to farm him again, I was relieved when his armor set in Master Rank is garbage. So I won't be farming him again, and now we fight what could only be described as the fan favorite staples of the series. You got your berries, your Nargas, your Tigrexes, your Brachydios, and now the anti-range options are ridiculous. I just can't keep away from these guys, but the fights are fun, visceral, engaging. It rewards with the good gameplay, and this is what I wanted. I don't feel like I'm fighting a tank but a wild animal. I can feel it in my blood, the excitement, the thrill. Let's go, son! Vibe check! And then I finally mastered the new move. Wall bang! Now we come into the first boss of Master Rank, the Velkhana. For as intimidating as the story made him out to be, I dance around this monster like I caught a fever on Saturday night. Pretty easy fight, but then the game developers pull a, "this isn't even my final form." Oh well, another fight for another day. Moving on, it turns out my old friend Legiana has a variant as well, the Shrieking Legiana. This fight includes the base version, so we can just see how superior the Shrieking version is. I kinda like the fight. He just has empowered attacks from the base Legiana. I'm just glad I don't have to grind the... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no! No! I once again have the pieces of the armor set I will use to beat the game now. It's time to show this game what I'm made of. It's time to enter the end game. Now Vilcana is back, this time trying to breach our defenses. This is an interesting fight. He is powered up and too much to fight head on, showing off new attacks he didn't have before. So I fall back to the help of some cannons, which I misplayed, and a minigun. But this fight needs the big guns, and by big guns, I mean the big old Dragonator. I sneak away to the other side of the wall, and to use the Dragonator, I need to power it up by transporting it some fuel cells. And while trying to get the last cell into the chamber, Vilcana's breached the gate. And he isn't being very cooperative into getting into firing position. So I have one last job to do. With a critical blow, he is driven off, and it's time for me to follow up and finish the job. Even though he is weakened from the blow, he is still a threat. And now it all comes down to this. He took down my walls, and I'm ready to bear it all on to him. There are no cannons or miniguns to save me now. I mean, there are party members to save me. But there's definitely a power spike here on this monster compared to the previous ones. Now with the defeat of Vilcana, I can get the last two pieces of my armor set. This also unlocks a new tier of monster as well, the Elders, and those that have supernova attacks. These are super oppressive, the ultimate attack for these monsters. And during this tier, I died a lot. I mean, eating an attack means you basically have to run and hide to recover. And if you get hit by a supernova, well... But I will overcome. The only limit is how much I'm willing to learn and try. And I'm breaking that one. Learn the attack patterns, read the tells, stay in the blind spots, overcome. Use the strength of my complete armor set. I am the monster hunting here. And now we come to the final boss of story mode, and it seems to be a variant on the Nergigante. Ruiner Nergigante. This monster's gimmick is that it gets stronger as it takes more and more damage. If I was to put this fight style under a term, I would call it Cross Counter. Defeating him reveals another phase of the quest. Falling down into an arena surrounded by walls of mountain, a fight to the death with this giant rock monster. He is slow but thick. Attacks are telegraphed but hard to avoid, because thick. He is strong though. Occasionally he will roar, shaking the earth to its core, and shedding some of the mountain around us. Me and my party start whittling down this monster, one of his weak points being his face. so we break his face over and over again, when suddenly...
That was just its shell?
Now this is a final boss! The twist of its final form being revealed from molting is amazing. It obliterates the walls, becoming faster, stronger, creepier. It develops force energy attacks that are a spectacle to see. Its supernova attack is a spirit bomb. This is a fight worthy of a finale. Between the subtle buildup of the transition of the arena and the theatrics of the monster's strength as it sheds its layers, Kino is back on the menu, boys! Just because the story is over, it doesn't mean there aren't more monsters to hunt. Here we unlock a cool new map, the Guiding Land. It has all of the zones put into one, and we have to grind monsters to level up certain zones that may house new monsters, such as the Yangaraga or the Zinogre. To help with the grind, we have an event quest gauntlet. It is time for... Hot Rajang. Rajang is a hell of a monster. He isn't anywhere near the biggest, but he is one of the scariest. Unrelenting in his attacks, ferocious. His small hitbox makes him harder to hit, while his whole body feels like one big attack. Like if I touch him in any way, I'm gonna take damage. This spunky, funky monkey chunkies the hell out of me. But he does have a weakness. His tail. Ah, the thrill of the hunt. Feels almost like I'm fighting another hunter and how agile, how scary, how dangerous they are. Alright, let's take a break to grind some guiding lands before we fight the subspecies of Zinogre, the Stygian Zinogre. The base Zinogre is like an electric big cat wolf thing. And this is like a big cat wolf thing that constantly tries to shoot you. You spend your time dodging its ranged attacks, and dodging its flailing, and dodging the super move. It's a really fun, energetic fight. This is a quality, fun fight to do. Alright, let's grind out some more of the grinding lands and... Safi'Jiiva. This is the grown-up version of the Zinogre from the base game. This fight is different because the hunt is only for 20 minutes and progress is saved between hunts and shared between the whole server room. So everyone is working together to slay this monster. And the fight is interesting to say the least. Okay, so we're fighting the monster. We get past phase 1. Great. We get past phase 2. Awesome. Alright, last phase. Here we go and here he go. Okay, ran out of time. Alright, what can you do? Alright, round 2. Alright, phase 1, easy peasy. We get past it quick and easy. Let's go phase 2, also quick. So now we're finally doing a run back on phase 3. More of the same, but with more of his supernova. Dodging it is very intuitive. You just hide behind the rocks. Amazing. But he still gets away though. Alright, run it back. This time you are mine. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Alright, run it back for real this time. Cool supernova as always. Now let's beat him down. Wait, is he doing a supernova again? That's so soon. That's a bit weird. But wait, where are the rocks? Where are the rocks? Where are the rocks? Rocks, son, rocks, where are the rocks? I just want to kill once. That's all I really want. Come on. I spent hours already. I just want to see the kill screen. Come on. I'm tired, please. Come on. Alright, grind out some gilding lands. Now we get the return of Rajang, and he is furious, and he's beating me like I owe him money. Oh god. Oh no, get him away from me, get him away from me. Saved by teammates. They brought out a variant of him where his secret is that he is always mad. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too.
He's the first member of the DK crew.
It's like they took the normal Rajang and tweaked him up to 11. He has a few new moves to boot. But you know what they say, if you can bang it, you can hunt it. And now we get to the other mad boy, Raging Brachydios. This is a good fight. He's tough, big, it's too much. He leaves his mucus everywhere, which will explode after a short while. Michael Bay would be proud. The hardest part of this fight, I would say, is not actually fighting the monster, but finding teammates who can. But when you finally find that team that can fight the monster, this fight becomes absolute Kino. That was a good fight. Now let's check my progress. I need to be master rank level 69 to unlock some new monsters. By this time I must be level... What? Now that we more or less finished the expansion, I have to say, Iceborne really did improve on the base game. Overall, the only thing I find as a flaw in the Monster Hunter formula is removing rooms. It used to be that you would enter a room and take turns posting quests with the people who joined the room. I much prefer that to the current SOS system in place. I feel it removes from the social part of the Monster Hunter formula. And monster parts are much more forgiving to get, such as tails and breaking horns. It doesn't feel quite as rewarding. Otherwise, the game is much more dynamic, it's faster paced and fluid, and it still retains its need for preparation and mindfulness. All in all, I enjoyed all of the time I put into this game. But forget grinding lands, I can't. There are too many games to play.